Pierce, a sack in 6 consecutive games, second longest active in the NFL. Quick release, Elijah Higgins, the other tight end, across the 40-yard line, and a first down. Dealt with a bunch of health issues this season. It is a handoff on a stretch play, and it is Carter jostling his way through Ronnie Harrison. Here, McBride close to the formation, attached, and there he is in motion. Brissett scanning, pocket collapsing. He spins by Harrison, got it away, and it's incomplete. Carter tried to pluck it off the ground. Divine Diablo celebrating, dislodging the ball. Yeah, they opened 2-0. They've lost 6 straight, 3-11 coming into today, but momentum comes in different forms. Chad Ryland from 50 in Arizona does have the opening score of this game. Down at the bottom of the formation, Cousins on third down with time over the middle for Pitts, and a first down, Atlanta. Fourth down. Cousins into traffic, and Atlanta's going to turn it over one way or another. They call it an interception. Ball picked off by Denzel Burke, and he is out of bounds just short of midfield. He got his hands underneath.
You can see Drake London slipping out of the cut. Remember, he's been dealing with that heel injury, and you wonder if that would have played a factor. Denzel Burke with the heads-up play, and we see Cousins take a hit.
Injury. And another handoff. It is Carter up the middle, and a breakaway run for Carter, finally knocked down by Bryant. But third down, Brissett. He loads up to launch. Down the sideline, into coverage, and incomplete. Kobe Bryant on the coverage of Wilson. It was close. Wilson couldn't reel it in, but the rookie out of Kansas was stuck to him.
You play opposite of A.J. Terrell, you're going to get a lot of targets. Watch this catch by Wilson, or lack thereof. You can see the ball come out before they even hit the ground. The question is, did the ball hit the ground before it bounces onto Michael Wilson's chest? I think this is a catch.
I think
that's a touchdown.
It looked like it rang around and just balled around his body. Third down, Robinson the tailback. That's London in motion, matched up with the rookie Will Johnson. And Johnson left the cushion for a London first down at the 50. Pitts and London together, part of that bunch that they run quite a bit. Cousins will look that way and throw that way, and London out of the break has it at the sideline to reel it in for an Atlanta first down. London out for now. It's a handoff to Tyler Algier, and he bursts through the hole for about 10 on first down. Motion him briefly. Cousins goes down. Kirk Cousins sacked all the way outside of the 30. B.J. Ojulari got the surge to the Valley of the Sun. He'll try to get Atlanta on the board, and he slices that through. 10-3 at 2:17 in the first. And now Brissett. A lot of time, a lot of zip on that ball over the middle. Second catch for Elijah Higgins, and he kicks up some dirt to the 49. I chose to.
I mean, I think you got to give Liam Cohen a lot of credit for the way that team's performed in his first year.
3rd and 12 run, and that is a sight for sore eyes for Cardinal fans here. They get 11 on third down to set up 4th and short. Chad Ryland from 51. And this is a direct hit. 2-score game, 13-3. 14 years in the NFL, and you talk about formative ages as Cousins goes off play action, and he'll drop it off. Catch and run for Robinson. What balance! That is an outrageous run to square his hips. High-level traits. See if they feed him again, maybe out of the backfield. Yes, indeed. Catch and run. Robinson is gone. Arizona's native son scores against the Cardinals.
Just a simple swing screen. These guys are going to create traffic. Bijan is going to find space. When he finds space, he usually finds the end zone. Great game planning by offensive coordinator Zach Robinson. And it helps, too, when you have
Yeah.
John Robinson on your team.
I
Speaking
mean,
of football.
he had 114 total touchdowns as a Lancer at Salpointe Catholic. It's cool to see an elite athlete's awareness of growth over the course of the season. Brissett felt the rush, and that didn't matter. Down he goes. Third down. Brissett sees the pressure, rolling. He'll drop it off and have the completion for a first down. It is to Xavier Weaver, back from a hamstring for his 4th catch of the year and a gain of 13. Checking into the game for the Cardinals, and they will hand it off for Kiner once again, and the rookie with some surge for a first down. Breadth as McBride in motion. Brissett will look that way, and that is easy money. Trey McBride on the catch. They motion him there. Brissett looks him down. First down. Officials said 4th down. It is 3rd down. Brissett climbing the pocket. He gets hit as he throws. It's short of the goal line, but caught by McBride, who had to lean out of the end zone to reel that in. Now the officials will talk it over. Incomplete. I live my life with that mantra.
That's dangerous.
Ryland from 25, and he puts it in. 2nd down, Robinson, the motion man. Bijan Robinson flowing with the play. Sidestep twice and a first down.
Their defense has improved, too. It's fallen under the radar a little bit.
Algier through the hole again, and what a collision. Arizona saving the timeouts for now. Cousins, 3rd down throw, down the middle, and he rips it there for Pitts. In traffic, first down, Atlanta. London up top, trips at the bottom. Pitts in motion, Robinson the tailback, he'll leak out. Cousins, end zone, touchdown, Pitts. Easy does it, Atlanta scores on play number 14 of the drive.
Pitts starts all the way outside. He's going to motion down, come across the field, and there's really no one to pick it up because of all the traffic that the Cardinals defense has to run through. It doesn't get much easier than that. And Pitts continues.
21 seconds, 2 timeouts for Jacoby Brissett. He'll load up to throw, intermediate route. Got it for a first down. Wilson across midfield. They've got a timeout to spare. They'll use it at 13 seconds.
Okay.
They're going to run it straight up the middle. DiMercado slides down into that final timeout for Arizona right now. We are in the NFL's kicker era. This one is off the post. Collins up at the line. Here comes the pressure. Robinson picks it up. Throw by Cousins a little bit high and rescued by Pitts. That's right at the line to gain. Bijan Robinson, a pickup of the pressure to clean up the pocket. First down. Play action. Cousins sets, throws for Algier, who gets hit immediately by Collins. It's a loss of 6 on the play to set up 2nd and 16. Cousins to Robinson. Bijan Robinson running behind Lindstrom. Robinson, explosive again to pick up 15. Mooney in motion. Cousins to throw. Down the middle, got it there. First down, Pitts. Tough catch by Pitts. A lot of talent to cover for a thinned out secondary. Cousins for London, incomplete. Will Johnson had the coverage, 4th down. Zane Gonzalez for the lead for Atlanta. From 40. Straight on through. He nailed it. Sarah, thank you very much. Tough day for Arizona. Carter on the run. He breaks through, and Bates has to take him down just short of midfield. It's Higgins again. Elijah Higgins. First down, Arizona. Brissett with Pierce bearing down on him. Throw for the end zone. Incomplete for Harrison. Terrell was right there pawing at the ball. It's 3rd down. 3rd down, Brissett. DiMercado puts it on the ground, and Arizona, they're going to say that's a backward pass. So this to tie from 44. And it leaks again. No good. Right back there. Stretch play. Robinson breaks free, changing direction, and now on the gas pedal for a first down. He has just become the third Falcon ever to have 2,000 yards, looking for the first Falcon win at the Cardinals since 2001. Play action, Pitts is free, and he's down the sideline, ushered out by Davis Gaither. So Cousins swinging out wide. Robinson, secure hands on the catch and a first down. He put the shoulder into Denzel Burke. It's all the feelings. They're just going to go ahead and run it in. It's a touchdown for Cousins and the Falcons. Easy one, right?
Yeah.
That's easy. Drake London had the call first.
It's good to see we can run an old-fashioned quarterback sneak, and you don't have to make a big deal about it. No.
Brissett is hit and dropped. Sacked by Brandon Dorless. Second-year man out of Oregon at Sun Devil Stadium. Chris Chandler was the quarterback. Terrence Mathis, a couple of touchdowns. Algier on the run, squeezing through, and Algier backs his way into 12. Out of the bunch, Robinson is over there. Throw it his direction. Robinson behind Pitts, and he is going to be about a yard short. That got really gummed up, and the ball is loose. Warner ran right into Cousins, who ran into a couple other guys, and Robinson has the football. Brady.
Yeah, and it all starts off with the motion. Charlie Warner's supposed to get across and kind of set and create an edge here on Zaven Collins. Watch as this play plays out. He motions up, but then at the snap, Warner's not past him. It creates confusion in the backfield. Collins is a free runner, and the ball's fine.
Well, press coverage with Bryant at the top of the screen. Brissett on the throw comes this way, and Harrison's first catch goes for a first down. Marvin Harrison Jr. in his return, his first grab, gain of 13.
Look for pressure.
Here it comes. Brissett gets it away, and it's incomplete. Bates again on the coverage of McBride. In his season, he played the ball beautifully there. This for Ryland. He straightens it out from 34. It is a one-score game again, 26-19. Here we go. Motion London. Play action to Robinson. Cousins lets it fly. He's got a first down. It's Mooney across midfield. Kirk Cousins and Atlanta just trying to hang on. Brissett will give it to DeMercado, and that will get us to the 2-minute warning. Wilson, the motion man. Brissett, 3rd and 11. Brissett down the middle, got it for Higgins, and the tight end spins off the tackle and has the first down. Diablo couldn't take him down. Arizona moving with $1:40 to go. It was there, right down the hash mark. Brissett chucks it far side, and intercepted. Picked off by Henderson. Just activated this week for this game. He rips it off on the sideline for Atlanta.
And his helmet touches out of bounds. To me, he doesn't have control before that helmet touches out of bounds. It's really close. This will be a good look there. They're going to have to piece a couple of angles together. Still doesn't have it. You can see the hands off of it. And then he's going to attempt to gain control, but that helmet looks like it's touching. Ruling on the field was an interception, though. This will be another good look.
Do those hands clasping on the ball, Dean, constitute enough control?
That's going to be the question. You have to control it with the hands, either pin it to a body, but the hands and arms have to be involved. And this may be one that just the ruling on the field is going to win the day because it's that close. If I had to lean one way, I'd go incomplete, though.
Yeah, it looks like it moves again. He's kind of got the hands crossed, Dean, so it's not fully pinned right before that. Watch the hands here. They come across. 26-19, C.J. Henderson in a Falcons jersey just the last couple of days gets the win for Atlanta. 26-19 as we return to Arizona to wrap up today's game right after these messages.